guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Danielle, and if this is your first time here, I'm Danielle. My husband and I are building our dream house, and this video is part of a series all about that process. And in this one, we're talking about receiving our first set of blueprints. So if you're not familiar, when you're going through this process, you do get blueprints to your house and you have to approve them in order to start the building process. So we just got our first set of blueprints last night, and this video is just going to be showing you guys how they look, going over some of those finer details, and just basically documenting the process so you know exactly what to expect if you are planning to build your own house. So let's jump right into it. So it is a document with 6 pages in total, and the first one is just the outside of the house. We chose the elevation with stone on the front, so it's showing us where the stone is going to be, it's showing us where the porch is going to be, where the front door is going to be, all of the windows. It's showing us the posts that are holding up the front porch. So for that, there were 2 options. You could stick with the round posts, which were standard, or you could upgrade to square posts, and we chose to stick with the standard round posts on the outside. So you're just seeing all of the outside of the house and what it's supposed to look like. On the second page, it's showing us the left, right, and rear of the house. So we're able to see, like with the rear elevation, you can see the arched window that's going to be on that stairwell. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, then you know that that stairwell that is, well, when you're going up the steps from the main level to the upper level, there is a huge arched window at the landing. So after you come up that first set of steps, there's like this really big arched window, and then you go up the next few steps and you're on the main level after, or the upper level after that. So on the rear of the house, you can see that that arched window. You can see the entrance for the basement. So if you can see like below ground level there's like a walk up to the basement. So you can see that door right there. You can see the door to the backyard, which in our case is going to be a sliding glass door. You can see all the windows. This house has a ton of windows, which is one of the things that we really loved about it. And then the same thing for the rest of the house. So on the left, you can see the garage. You can see all the other windows, and you even see the window for the kitchen. So that smaller arched window is the actual kitchen. Beside that, there's another window, and then the garage. And then on the right, you can see the window for the basement. You can also see a couple extra windows above. So this just basically is breaking down what the outside of the house is going to look like. On these first 2 pages of our blueprints, we're just basically seeing the outside of the house. And then we're going to go ahead and move into the inside of the house. So we have the basement, which we are actually not finishing. So we are planning to have the basement finished after the build. We're not going to go with the builder because the price is pretty ridiculous. I think it's like maybe $15,000 to finish this rec room. And then every extra square foot is like $20 or something. It's pretty insane. So we're gonna go ahead and get the basement finished after we move in. We're not gonna have it finished during the build. So the only thing we need to worry about in the basement is making sure that we get a window in the right spot to put my son's bedroom down there. So initially we had it in one spot, but then once we had a chance to think about it, we decided we want to change it to somewhere else. So this is going to be, so we will be receiving a second set of drawings. We're actually going tomorrow to sit down with the community manager or sales manager, and we'll talk to her, and then we'll have the window moved to a different spot in the basement. And then we'll receive a second set of drawings to sign off on. So we will be receiving, like I said, a second set of blueprints just because we didn't get that part right the first time. So I think you get 2 sets of drawings for free, and then after that, they start making you pay for it. So that's why we're going to meet with her in person tomorrow, so we can really talk about everything and go over it in detail. And that way we'll know for sure if everything is exactly how we want it. But yeah, so this is, like I said, just the basement level. The only thing that's going to be in the basement is going to be the rough-ins for the bathroom, and I believe that's it. We're not adding, and the window. So those are the only 2 things we're adding to the basement. You get 1 window standard in the basement, and you can have it basically wherever you want, wherever there's an external wall, but it's a smaller window. So we're upgrading that to an egress window because we want it to be a bedroom. And that's the only thing we need to actually worry about in the basement. Now moving on to the main level, this is the first floor. We're doing a completely standard kitchen. So we're choosing one of the normal stained Cabinet colors, we're choosing standard granite. We're not upgrading to like quartz or anything like that. And we're also not upgrading the flooring. So we're doing the carpet where carpet is and the vinyl where the hard floors are. So the kitchen and the breakfast area will have vinyl, and then the living room, dining room, I believe, and also the family room, hallway, and study will all have carpet. But we did upgrade the family room ceiling, so we chose to go ahead and go with the coffered ceiling. So that's what you're seeing here. That's where all those squares are in the family room on the ceiling. That's the coffered ceiling. And then we also chose to upgrade the fireplace to a stone fireplace. So you're seeing that. And then we chose to go with a low hearth. So we didn't pay to have the hearth raised on the fireplace. We did upgrade the stairs because we don't want to have the stairs ripped out and redone after we move in. So the stairs will be wood and white. So the risers will be white, and the actual treads of the stairs will be wooden. And then I believe those match the cabinets, whatever cabinet color you choose. Or if we had chosen flooring, they would match whatever floor color we chose. I'm not sure, since we didn't actually choose upgraded like wood flooring, I'm not exactly sure if we get to choose the stair color or not. Like maybe we can choose the stair color to match something to match the color floors that we plan to put in the future. I'm assuming that is how that will work, but we'll see. And then we also chose to go with the 2.5 car garage. So you can see that here on the drawings. You can also see that we chose to add the drop zone, and we also chose to add the bench and cubbies, which is just basically like an area to hang coats and sit and leave shoes and all that kind of stuff. So all that stuff is there, which it should be since we did pay to have that added on. And then you can see the porch. You can see that it has round columns. And then you can also see that we have a stone front on our house. So if you just kind of look around the perimeter of this drawing, you can see a lot of different things. Stone to the window on the garage. The front of our house, part of it is going to be the garage, but it won't look like an actual garage because we got the side load. So on the part of the front of the house where the garage is, there will still be windows, so it looks just like the rest of the house. So our garage will have a lot of natural light flooding in, even though it's a garage. So I really love that. I really love that. And also that's why it says stone to the window, because since we're choosing to do a 2.5 car garage, a side load garage, that does include stone on that part of the house, even though it's a garage. So it just looks just as decorative as the rest of the house. Even though it's a garage, it looks like just a normal part of the house from the outside until you go around to the side of the house, and that's when you see the actual garage doors. And then there's just a lot of measurements here, so you can see exactly how wide and long the house is. You can see where all the windows are. You can see where floor breaks are. You can see pretty much everything you need to see on these drawings. But it's still good to sit down with your sales manager, just so that if anything was missed, you know that these blueprints are supposed to say something. And if you can't catch it, then maybe they will. So it's a good idea to go ahead and have a meeting about these blueprints before you sign off on them, because that way you can catch mistakes before they are actually built into your house, if that makes sense. So then we're going to the upper level, and this was the most exciting one to me because I got to pick out where our linen closet was gonna go, because in the model they didn't actually have a linen closet, but I knew I wanted to have a linen closet. My husband didn't care about it, but I knew that we would need a linen closet because we have 4 kids. All of us are going to have beds, obviously, so that means there's going to be linen associated with the actual beds, with the bathrooms, with having towels and bath rugs and all that kind of stuff. Washcloths, sheets, comforters, all that stuff. It needs a place to go. So I knew we needed a linen closet. Obviously, I'm the one who does laundry because he wasn't even thinking about it. But yeah, so I was willing to pay for it because I just knew it was something that we would have a hard time living without. I knew it would cause more trouble than it was worth. So during our initial sales meeting, when we were actually picking out our stuff, our options and all that, when we actually did the contract, that's when we talked about all this stuff, and she actually let me pick exactly where I wanted the linen closet to go. So if you look at bedroom number 3, you can see that when you're coming up the steps, there's the hallway's there, but directly across the hallway from the steps, there's a closet there with 2 doors. So that's the new linen closet, and it's directly across from Cody's bedroom, her bedroom number 3. So the linen closet doors basically open up to her bedroom door. They're across the hall from each other. So when she comes out of her bedroom, she'll be looking directly at the linen closet, and she'll turn left to go down the steps. So that is the way that I wanted it, because I didn't want the linen closet to be the first thing you saw when you came up those steps. I didn't want the doors to the linen closet to be facing the steps, because I didn't want it to be a focal point. So I love the fact that now it's just a wall there and the linen closet is facing Cody's bedroom. Love that. So I definitely was checking for that when I was looking at these blueprints. And then what else? We added a window to that hall bath. So I can see that that's there right above the tub. You can kind of see like a line break right there on the wall. So that's the window. And then I wasn't sure about how the master bathroom was going to look, because we got it completely standard. And as you guys know, when you're going through a model, pretty much nothing is standard. So you don't really know how it's going to look if you go with a completely standard option. So this blueprint gave me at least kind of a starting point to visualize what that's going to look like. So you can see that we have double sinks, and then there's a little area in between. So there is some just open counter space for us. I don't know if that's just open counter space or if it is an area to like pull a chair up to. I'll have to see that when we go into the design center. But I can see that there is a double sink. I can see that the water closet is there. I can see the shower where that big X is. That's the shower. So the shower looks to me to be a pretty good size. And then I can also see that corner bathtub. So it's looking good. And then there are 2 closets in our bedroom. So one is kind of off the sitting room, and that's my husband's closet. It's the smaller of the 2. It measures 10 feet by 6 feet. And then there's my closet, which is off the bathroom, and that one measures 17 by 6 feet. So it's huge. And then as you can see in the master suite, there is the main bedroom, and then there's also a sitting room with 2 columns. So if you look where that kind of break is between the master suite and the sitting room, there are 2 columns on either side, and they're both round, which was the standard option. So that's correct. And then there's not really much else up here to see, I don't think. Everything appears to be correct to me. The laundry room, there's a shelf in there. The washer and dryer are to the rear of the laundry room. And yeah, so that all looks good. And now we're moving on to the last drawing, which is basically talking about the kitchen and the bathrooms and what's standard and what's not, or what it's going to look like. So it's just an up close look at the bathroom sinks. So you can see that in our bathroom, there's, like I said, an area between the 2 sinks. So it's just a longer counter. And then in the hall bath, you still get double sinks, but it's just not as long because the bathroom is not as big. So they get double sinks as well, but they just don't get extra space on the countertop to just store stuff, I guess, or just to have extra space. And then in the kitchen, the island is huge. You guys have seen that. If you haven't, go back and look at my house playlist. All the videos associated with the house are in that playlist. But yeah, so if you're looking at the drawing, you can see how big the island is in the kitchen. It's definitely the center of the kitchen. It is absolutely huge. And then you can see also that above the sink there's a window. So there's another one of those breaks between the wall. You can just kind of see where the wall breaks off a little bit. There's a really big arched window in the kitchen, which was an upgrade that I felt was worth it, because it just makes the kitchen look so much more luxe and nice. And it's just one of those things, again, that you just really don't want to have to add after the fact. I believe it was $600 to have that window enlarged and arched. And that to me was definitely worth it. Windows are always worth it, in my opinion, because natural light helps with your mood. It helps with, if you do what I do and you make videos, it's invaluable. People pay tons of money for lighting, and if you can have it naturally in your home already, you're halfway there. So yeah, so this is the kitchen, just an up close look at it, and you can see the pantry on the corner there. So the kitchen is in an L shape, and then the pantry is in the corner, and then the rest is just counters. There's the sink to the left, and then like the right side of the drawing shows the other side of the kitchen, and that's pretty much just all counter. And there's tons of storage in this kitchen, and I just love that. And that is basically it, y'all. So that is all of our blueprints for our new house. And yeah, we're gonna keep you guys up. Well, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on all of the stuff coming up with this build. Last week we went to go check out the lot. I didn't even think about the fact that the blueprints would come, that we would need to sign off on the blueprints before they actually started breaking ground. But obviously that makes a lot of sense when you think about it. So there was no change last week when I actually went up there. But once we sign off on these blueprints, we should be able to break ground. The date today is December the 10th. We were given initially a July delivery date, so we'll see. But make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can get all the updates about the home building process if you're interested in building your own house, or if you just want some information about the process or whatever. I'm going to document everything that I can about this whole entire build. So that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.